Hi there, this is Ranjit. How are you guys doing? In this video, we'll be doing the camera comparison between this new Nokia 8 and the OnePlus 5. And both are these sort of, I would say, camera-centric smartphone. Both of them actually have that dual camera setup, but the way they implement is actually very different. On this Nokia, though we have the dual camera setup, one is a RGB sensor, that's a regular sensor, that means the color sensor, and the second one is actually a monochrome sensor, which technically should help the first sensor to do a lot better in low lighting conditions. Whereas this OnePlus 5 went with something like what the iPhone 7 Plus did or the iPhone 8 Plus did. It has a dual camera sensor. First one is a regular wide vision one, and the second one is actually a telephoto one with which you can zoom in, and also it provides that portrait mode. So let's see which one has a better camera. So here are the pictures side by side, and if you notice closely, the OnePlus 5 picture are slightly more vibrant, punchier in the colors, but in terms of detail, both of them actually are doing a good job. For example, this next picture clearly illustrates what I'm talking about. As you can see, the pictures with the OnePlus 5 are a lot more vibrant and punchier in colors. For example, like Samsung phones, what they do. In terms of dynamic range, I would say the OnePlus 5 is actually doing slightly better. But OnePlus 5 also has this thing called the 2x zoom. And the left image, I use the 2x zoom. And the Nokia 8, though it is having the dual sensors, but it's not a zoom lens. So this is the picture that I got from the Nokia 8 and the OnePlus 5. OnePlus 5 was using the zoom. To give you a better example, this is the picture that I took with the Nokia 8, and this is the picture again that I took with the OnePlus 5 in the wide vision. Again, in wide vision, I would say it's slightly wider, and this is the zoomed up image with the OnePlus 5's telephoto lens. Side by side, as you can see, the 2x zoom does make a difference and can be useful at times. In terms of sharpness, both these smartphones are actually very sharp. You can see individual blades of the grass, but again in color reproduction, as you can see the difference, the OnePlus 5 pictures are more punchier in color. This picture should illustrate the dynamic range. This was taken with the Nokia and this was taken with the OnePlus 5. Notice the right side of the portion. I'll zoom in and show you the results now. Notice the right side of the area under the tile section. It is clearly more visible with the picture taken with the OnePlus 5. So in terms of dynamic range, clearly the OnePlus 5 is doing a lot better. In terms of close-up macro shots, I was very surprised that the Nokia 8 was sort of struggling to focus on the close-up objects, whereas the OnePlus 5 in this scenario did a lot better. It was not like I couldn't take macro shots with the Nokia 8. As you can see, I took this shot, but again, I just simply couldn't get very close to the object like I could do with the OnePlus 5. Close-up shot of Laughing Buddha, and here I would say the Nokia 8's image is a lot more brighter because of that second lens. The OnePlus 5 has that dedicated portrait mode, whereas the Nokia 8 does not have a dedicated portrait mode. It has that bokeh effect, but again, it's sort of a hit or a miss. The Nokia 8 though has a dedicated monochrome mode. Let me actually show you the portrait mode on myself with both these devices. This is sort of a difficult shot for both these devices, but I feel the Nokia 8 did a lot better. Again, I used the bokeh mode on the OnePlus 5 and that depth effect on the Nokia 8. And if you notice with the OnePlus 5, it could simply not light up my face as well as the Nokia did in this harsh backlighting situation. Now I changed the camera angle a little bit, and again the OnePlus 5 was in that portrait mode. In the portrait mode, it actually used that 2x zoom, and clearly here the OnePlus 5 did a lot better than the Nokia 8. In fact, I would say for portrait shots, it's a lot easier to do with the OnePlus 5 because of that dedicated portrait mode. Now decided to take this shot in my house where there was not very harsh lighting, and clearly here the Nokia 8, I was using the Nokia 8 in that depth effect mode, clearly produced better pictures and the better colors. Here the OnePlus 5 image, again this was in the portrait mode, looks washed out with weird colors. Now decided to shoot some pictures in semi-indoor lighting conditions, because in these situations many of the cameras struggle, and I was very surprised that the OnePlus 5 picture is a lot more sharper and brighter than the Nokia 8. Again, it's evident even in this picture. The OnePlus 5 picture is a lot more brighter, which was very surprising, as the Nokia 8 has that second lens, monochrome lens. Again, this is one more picture. Both of them are having very soft picture, but again in sharpness I would say, look at that Charminar. The OnePlus 5, the picture is slightly sharper. Another picture in semi-indoor conditions and sort of difficult lighting. Again, I was very surprised that the OnePlus 5 produced a far richer picture. I was very surprised with these results, so decided to do another test in very low lighting conditions in my office. I simulated restaurant kind of lighting, that is very dim lighting, and I disabled the flash, and here are the results. And again, I was very surprised. Clearly the OnePlus 5 is doing a far better job in very low lighting situations, as you can see with both these pictures. I feel Nokia has to really work on their software processing algorithm, but needless to say, both these devices did an incredible job. I thought it would have a lot of noise, but that was not the case. Recording this video with the front-facing camera of the Nokia 8, and the Nokia 8 has that something known as Ozo audio, which actually tries to capture 360 degrees audio. So you guys let me know if you can hear that. There is a genset actually running in the background. Hopefully the audio pickup is good. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section. And I'm just going to move around also. This is with the front-facing camera, and it can record up to 4K, but this footage is at 1080p. I'll also have a side-by-side footage with the OnePlus 5. So do let me know in the comment section, what do you think about the video with the front-facing camera and that Ozo audio, what Nokia has been talking about. Does it make a significant difference? Also, we have that Booty option that records from both the cameras, the front and the back, even with the front-facing camera. I don't know how practical it is, but this is again a very quick sample with the front-facing camera, and I'm using that Booty option. Now, recording this video again side by side. On the left I have the OnePlus 5 and the Nokia 8 on the right, and I'm just going to walk. I'll be shifting the audio, so see the audio icon, and I'll be moving from, this is very harsh, that is bright lighting, to shadowed areas and other areas, so that you can judge. Now I'm in a shadowed area, so this will simulate some, let's say you are indoors or something, this will be the footage. But again, if you're vlogging and stuff, stabilization is also important. So as you can see, I'm just walking so that you can have an idea which one is doing a better job. Let's now go back in the sun and see how well each of them adjust to this harsh exposure. Again, if you are vlogging, and this is sort of important, but you guys let me know which one do you think is doing a good job in terms of video recording with the front-facing camera. Now, recording this video side by side with the OnePlus 5 on the left and this Nokia 8 on the right, and I've set both of them to 1080p. Both can do video recording up to 4K also, but let's look at 1080p because I feel most people will be recording at 1080p. So let's look at the focusing speeds, as you can see, and looks like both of them are doing a good job in terms of focusing. As you can see, I'll just turn them a little bit. So here, and I go back. So again, let's do, this is the wall and this one. So both are doing a good job in focusing. Let's check the stabilization, and I'm going to just walk. The Nokia has hardware stabilization also, but the OnePlus is relying on electronic image stabilization. So let me just walk, and you guys be a judge and let me know at 1080p which one do you think is doing a better job in terms of video recording. Now I'm recording in 4K with both these devices, and let's check the stabilization. The OnePlus relies on electronic image stabilization, but let's see how this the Nokia 8 does it. So I'm just going to walk, and you be a judge and let me know which one is doing a better job in 4K. One thing to note is that the Nokia 8 actually has 4K support even with the front facing camera, whereas on the OnePlus 5 it's the front facing camera is restricted only up to 1080p. There is also a little bit of vent. So again, walking back, and you guys let me know in terms of 4K video which one is better. And finally, here are some selfies with the front facing camera of respective devices. So what do you think regarding the camera performance? Which one do you think is a better camera centric smartphone? The Nokia 8 or the OnePlus 5? I won't judge that for you. I've seen the samples. But one thing that I have to say is that this OnePlus 5, when I actually reviewed it earlier about 3 months ago, the camera was not that great. But OnePlus has been pushing out software updates continuously on this device, and now the camera has improved tremendously. This Nokia 8 is fairly new, and I feel Nokia has to really work on this software, and also they need to provide a dedicated portrait mode like what the OnePlus has. Yes, this one has that depth mode, but it is not that easy to work with. But again, you have seen the camera samples, and I shot this video on, what do you say, 17th October. So do let me know in the comment section which one do you think is a better camera centric smartphone. And if you're still not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.